I'm the theater director at Garden City High School, and specifically this summer, the Garden City Summer Community Theater. I've been at Garden City High School for 3 years now. Originally, I graduated with a performing arts degree from the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in New York City. Worked for a professional actor and singer for about 10 years, then came back to school and got my English and my teaching degree. I actually grew up at Joy in Middlebelt, so just down the road, and a buddy of mine, a former co-worker that used to work for Garden City Public Schools, when the Garden City theater position became available, he recommended me, and it's been a pretty good 3 years ever since. The first show I did here was called The Musical Comedy Murders of 1940, and then we did Shrek the Musical, and then we did Over the River and Through the Woods, and then we did Hairspray, and then last summer was our first production for the Garden City Community Theater. We did Fiddler on the Roof, and then in the fall we did Peter and the Starcatcher, and this last spring we just did West Side Story. The school program is 100% students. A lot of communities have community theaters, and one of the first things when I got here to Garden City, I could tell that it was a really hungry community for theater. They support the arts, they support the performing arts, so it kind of baffled me that there wasn't a theater program. So I took my proposal to Ms. Kohler and Mr. Fisher, said I really think a community theater would do well here. They molded over and they gave me the approval. And then last year we started with Fiddler on the Roof, a really well-known, beloved musical. And it exceeded my wildest expectations. It was very successful, and so we're giving it another shot this summer.
We're pastry chefs. We're pastry chefs. Cross our hearts, we're pastry chefs. No bakery. No bakery is what we've got. Done for. My name is Adolfo. I am the king of romance, so kiss along. You are the king of romance, so you kiss along. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Someone hasn't come, someone isn't here. Where is Janet Vandergraff and when will she appear?
Hopefully this is our second annual Summer Community Theater show. And it's really great because it's a mixture of students, alumni, Garden City residents. This cast is 46 members strong. So we put auditions on our Facebook page, we put posters all over the place, and we have open auditions. So no casting is predetermined, it's just whoever auditions best earns the part. It's really a great diverse group. So we have students as young as elementary and middle school. We have some high school students, some of my current students. We have some recent graduates, some alumni, probably anywhere from like 5 to 10 years. And then we have some more experienced actors as well. This is called the Drowsy Chaperone. And if you've never heard of that, don't worry, you're not alone. It's a little bit more of an obscure musical, but I 100% promise you will like it. The reason I picked this show, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's really better labeled as a comedy within a musical. So it's basically a love letter to musical theater. It's a farce, and it just is 100% fun. It's the perfect summer show. There's a very lonely, kind of reclusive hermit of a man who lives by himself. And to go to his happy place, he listens to his old records. Yes, records. And so he puts on this musical, which is a fictitious musical, but we bring it to life. It's called The Drowsy Chaperone. So as he listens to The Drowsy Chaperone, he kind of becomes the narrator, and then he describes the action as it's going and how it kind of relates to his own life. And the characters are just ridiculous. It takes place in the late 1920s. It's a lot of fun. I promise people will enjoy it. So they'll see Nicholas Bennett, who played Shrek 3 years ago, my first musical here. He plays Feldzig, the producer. They'll recognize his dad, Alan Bennett, who is the technical director, also played Tevye last summer in our inaugural production of Fiddler on the Roof. They'll recognize Mariana Seal. She plays Janet Vandergraff, who is the Hollywood starlet. She played Tracy in Hairspray. She also played Anita in West Side Story. So those are just 3 of the many familiar faces that people will recognize. I'm a big believer, if we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it right. And I think especially the last 3 years since I've been here, people have become accustomed to a certain level when they come see one of our shows. And so even though it's a summer show, we're not going to dumb it down any, and we're not going to belittle the quality at all. So we auditioned in May, and typically we rehearse probably 5 nights a week. So we've been hard at work, and as we approach, like this coming Saturday's our tech rehearsal, we'll be here from 10 in the morning till 10 at night, working hard, getting ready to open Thursday, August 10th. So one of the things that I like the most is it gives people who maybe haven't done theater since they were in high school a chance to kind of relive those glory days. Some of people's best memories, not necessarily are from their algebra class that they had in high school, but it might be that play that they did or that musical they did. So to see them back in their comfort zone just brings them to life, and they're having so much fun. And then another great thing is to see a little bit of the mentorship that happens for the middle school students, even some of the younger high school students, to get this great experience of acting and learning from some of our alumni. I have an incredible production staff. This show would not be possible without Alan Bennett. He's my technical director. Without Kim Nagy, she's my music director. Without Kristen Wiklansky, who is my choreographer and my lovely wife. Melissa DiMichele, who is my costume chair. But really, it's a whole team. I mean, all of the actors are also here painting and building sets and going out and selling ads for the program. So when I say community theater, that's not just semantics. We really are community. We really are coming together, all for a great cause of putting on great theater. Musicals, especially musicals, are very expensive. So you rent the rights to do the musical, which are usually thousands of dollars. You rent or buy costumes. The costumes for this show, we rented quite a bit of costumes, and they are fantastic. People are going to be blown away by some of the costumes in the show. Also, I hire a mixture of professional musicians and then student musicians. So I'm hiring a professional music director, conductor, keyboard player, bass player, drum player, amongst many. So putting on shows are very expensive. Generally we're trying to break even. So come out and support us and help us break even. If you have an interest for theater and you want to meet and be a part of a great bunch of people, come on out and join us next summer. We hope to be doing this again. They can contact me. I'm available at the high school. We have a Facebook page that we check, the Garden City Theater Program Facebook page. You can also find us on Twitter at Garden City Theater Program. They can come see me after the show. I love meeting people after the show, hearing what they thought of it. A great way to get involved that way too. And we'll find a place for everybody. Thursday, August 10th, Friday, August 11th, and Saturday, August 12th at 7 o'clock p.m. And then we have a Sunday matinee, August 13th at 2 o'clock p.m. Tickets are only $10, be the best $10 you ever spent, and they're available at the door. It's general admission seating.